Priyanka. I keep on uploading the educational videos every day. So children, in earlier video we have discussed about the life processes, the autotrophic nutrition as well. We have seen how many life processes are there, right? In this video, we will be discussing about the heterotrophic nutrition. Earlier we have seen autotrophic nutrition. So if you haven't seen that yet, then please go to my earlier video. I'll put the link here somewhere and then you can check it out. In this video, we will be discussing about the heterotrophic nutrition, the second type of nutrition, in which organisms cannot prepare their own food. Right? The basic difference, the main difference between autotrophic and heterotrophic is about preparing food. Autotrophs can prepare their own food and heterotrophs cannot prepare their own food. In this nutrition, the complex food molecules, that means the bigger glucose molecules, are taken in and then they are broken down. Now in this nutrition there are three types: Holozoic nutrition, saprophytic nutrition and parasitic nutrition. In Holozoic nutrition, the food is taken inside and broken into small molecules. In saprophytic nutrition, the organisms are dependent on the decaying food, for example decaying bread, right? So which are the examples of saprophytic organisms? That is some kind of bacteria and fungus. Now parasitic nutrition, in this the organisms are dependent on the host, plant or organisms, for example leech, lice, right? So these are the saprophytic and nutrition and the parasitic nutrition. These two types will keep on hold and we'll learn some other day. In this video, we will be discussing about the Holozoic nutrition. In this, three kind of organisms are involved. First is herbivores, second is carnivores, and third is omnivores. Now, herbivores are those organisms which are dependent on plants for their food. Carnivores in these organisms are dependent on the other animals, and in omnivores the organisms are dependent on plants and as well as on the animals. So let us learn the Holozoic nutrition. First of all, we will learn the difference between autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition occurs in green plants and some bacteria and in protists. As in other hand, heterotrophic nutrition occurs in animals, human beings, and fungi. Autotrophic nutrition involves the chlorophyll. We all know that chlorophyll is the kind of pigment which absorbs the sunlight, that is solar energy, and it converts into the chemical energy. In heterotrophs, chlorophyll is absent. In autotrophs, food is self-manufactured by using CO2 and water as raw material. As we know that CO2 and water is absorbed from air and soil respectively. Food is obtained from the producers. The autotrophic nutrition, in this the organisms are placed at the bottom in the food chain as producers, and in heterotrophic nutrition the organisms are placed above the producers in the middle of the food chain as consumers. Heterotrophs are also known as consumers. Examples for autotrophs are plants, blue-green algae, and cyanobacteria. In heterotrophic nutrition, examples are all animals, including human beings. Now let us learn the Holozoic nutrition in unicellular organism, that is amoeba. Whenever amoeba senses a food, he starts. First is the sensing the food, then second is pseudopodia surrounded the food. Means when it senses the food, it creates the pseudopodia. Now what is the meaning of pseudopodia? Pseudopodia means false feed. Pseudo means false and podia means feed. So it creates the pseudopodia and engulfs the food. So this is ingestion. Creating the food pseudopodia is called as ingestion. Next step is the food is enclosed in the food vacuole. That means the pseudopodia gets closed and it creates the food vacuole. It is called as digestion. Next, enzymes form the cytoplasm are secreted into the food vacuole. That means enzymes are created in the cytoplasm and then it is released into the food vacuole. That is called as absorption. Food is digested and soluble materials are absorbed and assimilated. Means whatever the important material is there in the food, the cytoplasm will absorb it. So it is called as assimilation. And the last stage is undigested food or undigested waste is expelled. It is called as egestion. Is it clear? Holozoic nutrition in amoeba. Now let us learn Holozoic nutrition in human beings. As we all know that digestion is a catabolic process. Catabolic means what? Eating and breaking down into smaller molecules. So catabolic process in which complex and large components of food are broken down into their respective simpler or smaller forms. Children, we have learned the catabolic and anabolic type of metabolism. If you want to see that, then please go to my earlier video. I'll give the link in the description box below. And if you like it, please like and share. Now, come back to the nutrition in human beings. We all know that the food is taken inside with the help of mouth. So, mouth is the uppermost opening of human digestive system, guarded with two movable lips and opens into the buccal cavity. Now, children, this is mouth. Food is taken inside. This is the uppermost opening of human digestive system, and then it opens into the buccal cavity. Now here is the buccal cavity, right? When you open your mouth and inside it, you will see the cavity, right, behind your tongue. So that is buccal cavity. So mouth is the uppermost opening. Whenever question is arise like what is the opening of digestive system or which is the first digestive or system, then you will be saying that mouth is the first digestive system. Next is buccal cavity. Oral cavity bounded by palate, that is upper palate and the lower palate, hard palate and soft palate. Now what is hard palate? Here, just behind your teeth, there's a hard palate because of it is hard because of the bone present there. And after the hard palate, you will see the soft palate. You can feel it with your tongue. So that is soft palate. In it, saliva is secreted per day. 1 or 1.5 liter saliva is secreted in it. Saliva contains digestive enzymes, that is salivary amylase, which aids the breakdown of polysaccharide starch into disaccharide. Means polysaccharide means the starch, that is glucose having 6 molecules, and disaccharide means maltose, that is of 2 molecules of glucose. So starch is a polymeric carbohydrate consisting of numerous glucose units joined by glycoside bonds. Okay, means saliva is the one who is breaking down polysaccharide into the disaccharides. Next, let us learn what are the alimentary canal having, means glands and the enzymes secreting by them. First is salivary gland, which is present over here. It is secreting salivary amylase, is also called as ptyalin. The next is gastric gland, which is here in our stomach. It is secreting hydrochloric acid, pepsin enzyme, and mucus. Then next is liver. Liver is just below our stomach. It is called as it is secreting bile juice. Next is intestinal glands, which are also pancreas secreting the pancreatic juice. Now, come back to the human digestive system. First, we have learned that mouth is the opening, then it opens into the buccal cavity. Here is the buccal cavity. Next is esophagus. This is also called as food pipe. This is muscular tube and connects the pharynx and the stomach. Here is pharynx and this is stomach. What is the function of esophagus? Passes food from pharynx to stomach. Obviously, it is passing food from pharynx to stomach. Now let us learn about the stomach. It is a muscular organ located on the left side of the abdomen. Food enters through the sphincter muscles of esophageal sphincter. Now, what is sphincter? Sphincter's muscles are present at all the openings. It is also present between esophagus and stomach. It is also present between stomach and the smaller intestine. So, what is the function of stomach? Temporary storage of food which passes from the esophagus to the stomach where it helps for 2 hours or longer. It is mixing and breakdown of food by contraction and relaxation of the muscle layers in stomach. Digestion of food means of food is done in the stomach with the help of hydrochloric acid. Now we all know that hydrochloric acid is acidic in nature. That's why whatever glucose are coming from esophagus, they'll mix into the hydrochloric acid and then they'll broken down. Then next it enters into the small intestine and large intestine. First of all, let us learn about the smaller intestines. Smaller intestines are largest part of the alimentary canal and it is fitted into the smaller part. Why? Because it is too much coiled, extensively coiled and fitted into compact space. Carnivores have shorter and herbivores have longer small intestine. Now, why is it so? Why carnivores have shorter? Because they are eating animals, right? Or they are dependent on other animals. So when they are eating meat, it is less difficult to digest it. And herbivores are eating plants, that means cellulose basically. So that's why they are having longer, smaller intestine, because cellulose takes a lot of time to digest. The enzymes present in it finally convert the proteins into amino acids, complex carbohydrates into glucose, and fats into the fatty acids and glycerol. It has a numerous finger-like projection called villi. They have finger-like structures which helps the food to move forward. Supplied with blood vessels, because it has a lot of blood vessels supply. Why? Because it will absorb all the food obviously and it will pass it through the blood, and we all know that blood is the unit for transportation, and they are doing transportation, which we will learn in further chapter. Increase the surface area for absorption. Obviously, why it is extensively coiled? Because it will give the larger area for absorption. Absorbed food is used for obtaining energy, building up new tissues, and repair old tissues. What is the basic function of small intestine? This is the site of digestion of carbs, proteins, and fats. Obviously, because the secretion from pancreas and secretion from liver is taken in, the food is made alkaline, because this here pancreas are present. It is secreting pancreatic juice, okay, and liver is secreting bile juice. Now what these juices do, they transfers the food molecules into alkaline format, and then they are digested further in the smaller intestine. Everyone, here we have completed heterotrophic nutrition in this video. If you like the video, please give a big fat thumbs up, share it with your friends and subscribe my channel if you haven't done yet. Please press the bell icon for the further notifications and we'll meet in the next video. Till then, bye and take care.